and laid aside his garments, took a towel and girded himself.
Now they've eaten, they were thinking everything is over. But Jesus is saying, there's something you don't know about me, and I don't want to go before you know it. You know they used to wear long robes. He gathered his robes and tied himself nicely, and he was getting ready to show them who he is to them. 5.
After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and to wipe them with the towel with which he was girded.
Can you imagine? He placed a towel around himself, poured water in the basin. He doesn't say, pour water for me, do this for me, do that. He is saying, I want to show you servanthood. And he is Jesus, who is a God. The creator of the disciples is watching the disciples. For me, that's 100 over 100. That's 100 over 100. Now ask yourself areas where you did not want to serve, that you thought you were bigger than Jesus. You better go down to serve, so that you start your day's well until it's 100 over 100. He gathered himself with a towel. He took water, washed their feet, and dried them. That is servanthood. When you serve, you don't count how many times you have served. Bogan, where is my daughter? I wanted to say, when she's giving you the meal in a plate or on a tray with a cloth, she should not cease because she has stayed for 10 years now. Because when we serve, we don't reduce the servants, the servanthood, or the servant activities. You don't say, when you came here, I used to give you with the sauce, I'm sick and tired, get it from the glass. Now you are no longer serving with your heart. You are getting used to a position. If you used to do this to your servants when you're giving them things, why have you stopped? Because that is servanthood. In my culture, you do not receive anything from an adult as uncle. When he's giving me something, me, the pastor, his pastor, I do this. Even when I'm giving him something, I will put a head here. Because for me, it's saying he's an elderly person. Amen. He does not water down because I'm the pastor. He remains an elder, even if I am his senior pastor. Amen. Hallelujah. I will never go to him and say, eh, when I'm walking. Because when you do that, you're not doing it to him. You are just doing it to yourself. Destroying yourself bit by bit. There are those who are staying with their husbands here. Respect this man. Anything? Bongai? I'll bring Patu to point and two. Patu can do it very well. Respect that man. Doesn't matter he laughs a lot, he's soft and whatever. The respect he deserves, he must be given. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. In the traditional part of the wedding, I saw Bongat take the wife, and I wanted I must get it. That part he was wearing this Zulu traditional thing, the tails and whatever, with himself out. And he was so handsome. Now the wife was wearing a skin skirt and whatever, sitting down and was and people were listening because you need to tell her, when I want water, I want water. When I want food, I must be given. I would say, and what were you saying? Yebo Baba. Yebo Baba. And I was looking at her and I said, but at least she was doing this things long time ago. But strengthen that Yebo Baba. Hallelujah. Servanthood. When you do it with love, it doesn't break you. You know, Sarah in the Bible says, she even graduated to a level of calling Abraham, my Lord. Oh my God. My Lord. Mama Neshuga, my Lord. Hallelujah. My Lord. She graduated to a level of not calling him my husband. My Lord. Wow. That is servanthood. You enjoy and embrace what God has given you. And when he was watching the disciples, floating away with their families, when he was He was washing their feet. The Bible doesn't say he did not wash Judas. He washed all the disciples. Wash your husband even if he's drunk. I'm not saying wash his hands, but serve him. Even if he doesn't come to church.
Amen.
Serve your mother and your father, even if they're not in the church. Serve your neighbors, even if they do not know God. This man could be so wrong and so evil and so cruel, but serve him. Love him and serve him. And the more you do that, the more the love grows. You know, when you see people now having extramarital affairs outside, it's because they broke the love. When you start seeing your husband as something else or wife as something else, you will get another thing outside. Because you are missing something that you should be getting in the house, which you grow yourself. Servanthood grows you to another level. You get connected. When you serve God, you get connected to God. Let's give God a good end of praise. Hallelujah. Peter was denying, saying, hey, why do you wash our feet and whatever. But in verse 9 we see him saying, but now that I understand, wash my head and even my hands. It went on, he was now enjoying the washing. But I want us to jump, you read it home. Let's go to verse 10.
Verse 10. Jesus said to him, he who is bathed needs only to wash his feet, but is completely clean. And you are clean, but not all of you.
And he was saying to them, there's no point for me to wash even your head and your hands. When you are clean in the spirit, you need only the spiritual touch. That shows that you are not alone with God. Hallelujah. Now he says, what I know as I'm standing here, Peter, not all of you are clean. Because he knew Judas was there. But he still served him. Hallelujah. Go to verse 12.
Verse 12. So when he had washed their feet, taken his garments and sat down again, he said to them, do you know what I have done to you? You call me teacher and Lord, and you say, well, for so I am. If I then, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I have given...
That's the bottom line. If Jesus has died for you, die also in saving others. If Jesus has done it for you, do it. You know, go home and when your mother is not even thinking, you go home and you just make a cup of tea. You give it to them. You just make a cup of tea, you give it to mom. They must feel your presence. In the house I love, at times Ramu will come to me and just touch me. I don't know what he's seeing, this poor boy. He will just be touching my face. I'm sure he's silly, this is my mom. and Dayo will say, hey, mama's born. Hallelujah. He adores me. You know, he looks at this mother and says, my goodness, Jehovah. And when what others cannot see, he sees. You know, when you love a person, you see what others cannot see. I was in Heavyweights one day, and there was this two couple. They are all, the wife is partially blind. The husband is full complete blind. Doesn't see anything. But I can see little, but very little. They were brought by their children. They are a bit old now. They were put on the chair where they are massaging as you enter. And then they started massaging the husband. When they finished, the other guest started with the wife. Oh, the way he wanted his wife. Hey. And they didn't know what he wanted. He's even making things to fall, but when he touched that woman, he says, oh, okay. Wow. Oh, shit. To me, it went deeper. Just a touch, he could feel this is the one. Hey. I don't know what he felt, but he could feel that this is my wife. Yes. They are so close. And I'm wondering about can't we learn from these things? Wow. Love grows when you serve one another. When you are schoolmates and school friends, it grows when someone is not in the class because she's sick. You bring the notes for them. You grow that relationship. You give them a summary of what was taught in the class. That makes the relationship grow. It grows when you serve. Give God a good end of praise. I said, God is asking for a willing heart. A willing heart, not an educated heart, It's not about the certificate here. It's not about PhD here. You can go and have your PhD and be so much of a nuisance, I'm telling you. You can be a professor who is just so much of a nuisance. But God is just asking for simple things. He's asking for a willing heart. Willing heart. Not our positions, not our qualifications, not our status, but a willing heart. A heart that says, when I serve, I feel good. We will never grow in the Lord if we are not willing to serve. There's no way you can grow in the Lord if you're not serving Him, because you want to grow in this relationship. I give an example of your classmates or your roommate who will bring you notes and summaries of what was taught because you were down on bed because of a bad flu. That makes the relationship to grow. Now, if you say you're a child of God, how are you growing the relationship with God? Is it only by prayer? You need to serve in the ministry of God. Hallelujah. God is waiting for a willing and serving heart. And I just want to list a little bit of few things that can hinder you from becoming a servant. I saw something good, if you remember in Tunzunga, during the welcoming of our new members. Alice was here, we were together in Nabun. The way people were running around cooking, big girls, you know, people were bright, big ones were bright for small children. I was so happy. That is, you grow the relationship by serving one another. That's how you grow the relationship. If you've got a brother who is not good in the house, well, now you can change him by showing love to him. Then later everybody in the family will love him. But if all of us we gang in this house against him, he's gonna even steal from us. If really we gang against him, we're not doing justice. He's going to steal even from you because we have turned him to be an animal. Serve one another. It increases and grows the love that we want. Okay, let's look at the things that can hinder you from serving. One is when you desire a position or a status. Some people, they come to church and they want positions. That's why you find that they cannot serve. I mean, what can I do? I mean, I can't be an usher, it's too low. What can I be? I mean, I want to serve, but what can I do? Can I be a sound engineer? I can't be running around with those boys. Go church. I can't run around go church. I need something bigger. Okay. Should I go and sing? But I don't fit there. The status there in the service is too low. Then the last thing you will come to like my pulpit, you can't get this one. This one is occupied. This is an occupied position. You can't even come and put the chairs nicely because this place is also for students. At times they mix up the chairs. The top can be very, because they run, when they are playing, they run here. I see them running. I was also a lecturer here. They run around. They are so strong. You will see a whole lady there, Nike. Can't you come early and clean so that when you put our, with our nice clothes, come on. So that when we do this, we are sitting on a nice, and how can you do this if you come late? Because serving, you can't serve if you come late. It's out. Forget it. We only serve if we come on. And you must also create time to serve. Sundays in my house, Mama Neshungani and Shelom, they wake up 6 o'clock every day. Mama Neshungani has got 2 kids now. I've never seen her leaving the room late and the kids smelling and without food. When you go back here now, they don't come. The food is for me and Mama Neshungani. Because somebody woke up early to prepare it. You can't sleep, you will sleep forever, man. You will even die in your sleep. What is this? I have got a saying to say, no woman who is married we must leave the house without food. I don't know how you cook it, but you can't take, you say, it's not being generous. I'll take you out on Sunday. You're lazy. Show them that you can go overboard. Show them that, you know, there are things that you can cook, rice. Some other things, peel them in the evening when we are still watching Mubango and whatever. Peel these things. Be creative. Don't take us out on Sunday because we can't even wake up. You will die in that sleep, man. Hallelujah. Amen. So now when I'm living here, I don't know with you. I've got food. When I'm preparing for what I'm doing here, when I'm sitting there and I'm preparing, something is smelling. Apart from that, Mama Neshugan or Sharon will bring me a cup of coffee when I'm there on the table preparing. It means they left their blankets. I also leave my blankets to prepare. If you don't want to wake up, you'll always say, hi, I'll give you a treat. You'll always ask, do you have bread? You want to eat somebody's next door bread. Because you don't even want to shake yourself out of your blankets. Servanthood moves you out from your comfort zone. And when you get used to it, you don't feel it. It becomes part of your system. Let's give God a good hand of praise, somebody. The other thing that kills people not to serve is because they look down upon themselves. That you feel like you're not suitable. You feel like you do not have what it takes. You feel like you are too low. No. All of us, we grew up. I was never a pastor in the beginning. Those who grew up with me, I was an usher. From there, I was teaching Sunday school in Faith Mission. I even won prizes because of being a best Sunday school teacher. Starting from something. I didn't even know that I'll be a pastor one day. But I served. If you go to Bishop Mohari, I have served. If you go ask Papa Neshugan, I served under our spiritual father. He was there. My spiritual father will call me on a Wednesday when I am at Unifen. It's 200 kilometers away from Kurugwan. And say, tonight you are preaching. Midweek service. I never asked him why and how. I would say, thank you, Papa. And now we used to joke and laugh and enjoy his mentorship. From there, I will hit the road. They know. I will hit the road from Unifen. Straight to Fulukwane, 200 Ks. Because from Lutuka to Unifen is 74. Go and preach in the evening. When I finish, turn my car to Lutricat. Monday, tomorrow morning, Thursday, I'm in my class in Univen. I never prepared for Sunday. Every Sunday, I would drive with my kids from Lutricat to Polokwane. Polokwane, Lutricat. If there's a burial in Lutricat or in Polokwane on Saturday of the members, I have to leave Lutricat, go and bury. I never complain, and I do not surprise when God blesses me. Because I have said, if you ask him, I can give him your number, his number. I have never complained, not even a single day, not even doing it out of pain. I used to enjoy. When I see his number on a Wednesday, and I will say, my goodness, I'm preaching. From there, when I finish my class, I go to my office. I prepare. I don't even go home. I leave my kids, whether they've got food or not, I am serving. Drive straight to Kulukwane, preach. I'll come back and find them asleep. But I saw what God did in my life. When you are too much of yourself, you will die too much of yourself. Tell your neighbor and say, do you still love the pastor? Don't tell me the answer. Servanthood. There's not even a day that I came to church late. You remember, Papa? I would drive in the morning from Makhabe to but not even one day for all those 7 years that I was late. Not even one day. At times we have meetings before the service. The service was starting at 9. I had to drive 120 something Ks to meet this 8:30 if we were to a leadership meeting, and I would be there. I've never been late, and I've seen it works. That's why even when I'm in the ministry, I don't feel anything. For me, it's just life. I don't see, I won't even say, oh my God, this is too much. I just don't know why I said yes to Jesus. I'm so happy. I am so excited in this position. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I want to instill this thing to you. Where you serve without grumbling. Where you serve with your heart There is the CEO. Bongi, can you stand up? Go to her and say, what can I do? What can I do? My goodness, that message of Sunday has really hit me hard. The characteristic of a true heart as I close. 1, a true servant. 1, a true servant is very thankful to God of the position given. You will never worry to say, I am an usher. I wish I was an elder. I tell you don't start by being an elder. I had a situation of one guy that was serving in the house and was troubling my spiritual father. He said, I want to be ordained to be a pastor. But we have never seen this man even cleaning the church or doing anything. I used to be to clean the toilets. We have never seen him serving. I said, not in this church. Because we have never seen you growing to become a pastor. So you need to first grow. Then you can be a pastor. So if you are not doing the lower jobs, you are delaying yourself from becoming a pastor. Because God, how can God call you when you cannot submit under anybody? You want people to come and submit in your church. It's not possible. You can't have what you do not give anyone. So you must have a thankful heart and say, Lord, even if you have just made me an usher to give people water, it's okay. Tomorrow I will do something. Tomorrow I will do something. I will grow from water to something else. Number 2, a true servant has got a praying heart, a praying person. A servant must pray. When you are serving in any place, whether it's in your job, whether it's just being a student, whether you are an SRC member, whether you are whatever, pray about the position that God has given you. Be a prayerful person. Number 3, a servant's heart is a giver. It's a cheerful giver with no reservations. Don't finish a year without giving somebody anything. Huh? Not even a pen. Not even a rubber or a pencil. The whole year, people are very sensitive. You know, you don't even know what to give them. At times you give them and they won't take. Why are you talking about us? Give us. We're not going to talk. Give us. No, you know what I have is only a pencil. And at times, you know, people will say, no, we don't use those things anymore. You have got an answer for everything. Come and give us. Come and give us. If you think Umama will not take a pencil, go to Duncan Village and give a street child there who is going to school without a pencil. Don't have reasons for not giving. A servant is a fervent giver. Maybe the things that are tight on you, don't say you will lose weight, bring them. Bring them, you give them to me. I have got a team. They will take them where they will not tie anybody. The jacket that is still tied on you since 10 years ago is still having the surprise. Because it can't fit you. One day we took up the boxes in the house and I said, here, you can give. The boxes were full. Linen, whatever. I said, this is good. This is powerful. And I said to my children, come and choose what you want before we take it out. Come and choose, my children, come and choose what you want. Sheets and everything. Come and choose. And they were calabancing there on the boxes. I was shalom, they were calabancing. Hallelujah. Because somebody has given out. Somebody has given out. A servant is a giver. Number 4. A servant is a humble servant. Let's go to 1 Peter 5:5-6 as I'm finishing up. 5. A servant can submit, is humble and can submit. That is number 4. Number 5, does things for the glory of God. You don't do what you're doing for the pastor.